All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Hajime No Ippo, Season 2, Episode 3.
All right.
Miyata is not in a good way.
Miyata's been crossed. And has let loose a bloody stream.
Yep, and it wasn't Aoki. It wasn't Aoki. So this is kind of a problem. He figured out how it works by running into it and having it happen a second time. But, you know, he does know the secret of it now. The fact that that is a secret that exists is kind of terrifying.
It's specifically something that feels like we went up to Takamura's level in this fight.
Yeah.
Because Takamura has always been kind of the shining example of physical boxing, but he also needs to be reminded of that he's also the one that knows the most technical stuff with regards to boxing.
Right.
So him kind of going, whoa, 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 Arnie here, he's tapping into some high-level stuff.
Like, I feel like this is something that almost shouldn't exist, but like because like that's pretty crazy to do that, like all that stuff that's happening to that level of precise, you know, control.
Right.
But he can do it because he's at that level.
Yeah, and this is the professional scene where we're going to be seeing freaks of nature just put on display here. Miyata being the one that has to kind of suffer for this does feel like we're setting up a situation where, like Takamura said, he might need to avenge Miyata.
Yep.
But Miyata is not down. He is still able to keep fighting here.
And that could be good or very bad.
In some ways, it is both.
Yeah.
So, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. Okay. Keep forgetting how, like, abrupt and, like, intense this OP is.
You know, I love this OP. And I feel like a lot of the times OPs can get bad reps because they're new OPs, you know, and it's like, it's change.
That's all context, right?
It is all context, but also, without change, we would not get...
Yes, what's coming up here in a few seconds.
Daddy Date.
Yeah, wait for it. Yeah, here we go. There he is! Yeah! See, for me, the song isn't what does it for me. It's just the thing of them showing off the new art with the high-level animation.
Yeah.
That's what I love about this OP. Yeah. And here we go. Jeez. I love how pissed Miyata is. Yes.
Just make sure that you still fight your best game. Like, don't get too aggressive. I don't know. Like,
all right, to the promised place. Okay. Stained crimson. This commentator is amazing. Oh, Miyata's corner over here. He's pushing up his imaginary glasses.
Right.
Keikaku Dori.
Yeah. What if we were actually wrong about this and Miyata ends up turning it around and totally destroying the guy? And this was just a setup fight for his fight with Ippo. Like, that would be nice. If suddenly it was just everything was okay.
I admire your optimism, Jacob.
I will say though, the overly that
was
no. Oh, Miyata has his speed. No, he doesn't even have that.
Yeah. Oh. Whoa!
Okay.
Oh, yeah! Surprise him!
But you can't go up against him power for power. Like, that
He's
will
not
work.
He's not. See, he's just waiting for times to get opportunities to stall. All these punches are just stalls. Music is really good. Okay, halfway there. Living on a prayer. Nope, nope, too slow. You're too slow. Grab the... Oh! Footwork! Oh no! Body blow coming in! Wait. Wait.
Oh no.
Oh! Oh! Okay. Oh!
Right.
Oh.
ところがカウンターを狙われてプライドを傷つけられた。怒りが宮田の体を支えたんだ。
Yeah, because I was gonna say, he hasn't been the sturdy boy. Him taking those hits.
Yeah.
でもどうするよ。カウンターを封じられちまって決定打がないとやっぱきついぜ。
問題は次のラウンドです。攻めるにしろ、守るにしろ、次のラウンドまでにどれくらい体力
Yeah.
See, I
And
think
he's taking a lot.
See, I think this is the main key is that yeah. Miyata's still probably going to lose, but the toughest thing is whether or not he's going to just draw this out, because I think he definitely could. Yeah, it's already over. Oh, wow. He's still kind of living this up, and that Arnie is quiet.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yes.
Wow. Whoa.
Okay. Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
喋るんじゃない。黙って体力回復に努めろ。
実際どうする。悔しいがカウンター対策は完璧に近い。持った体力全部つぎ込んで手を出し続ける。
Yikes.
Okay.
ってやつだ。
振り回してラッキーパンチを狙うか。クレバーと言われているが、その実誰より
Ah.
煮え切らない判定よりまず玉砕を選ぶ。最近になって分かったことがある。
Wow. The inside of a father.
ボクシングにラッキーパンチはない。
Ah.
Awesome.
現役の時、ラッキーパンチに流され投げた時も。
Wow.
Luck favors the prepared.
Yeah.
を投げて適当に振ったパンチなど決して当たらん。
Wow.
だとしても死んだ拳では人は倒せん。
Yep.
あんた
Yeah.
あんたサンドバッグを叩き、
Wow.
両方の拳に込める。結果的に偶然当たったパンチにせよ。それは練習で何千何万だった拳だ。その拳は生きているのだ。
Wow, this
I
is
love the
epic. This is so good.
そういう生きた拳こそが奇跡を生むのだ。
So,
Meaning, whatever you do.
何度も見
Uh-huh.
てやるさ。
Ippo.
ありがとう、父さん。
I want him to draw things out.
俺の拳が生きているかどうか。
I do not think that he has a chance if he goes in.
チャンピオンに休ませるつもりなんざあるわけねえ。用心深いのは戦い慣れてる証拠だ。この後に及んで隙がねえとなると逆転 KO は難しいぜ。
Oh. Whoa.
カウンター封じられ
He's basically realizing he's already got him, so he's just sizing him up, and then once he feels like he's got it, he'll just end it. Okay.
all right.
空気が切り裂かれた。警戒すべきパンチは残しているようだな。
Ah, okay. Oh!
Okay.
Oh! Alright. right, Miata. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Okay.
Oh, he's got some speed still. Oh.
Was Arnie getting like too caught up in his own head?
I think so. Ah, fighting spirit, let's go.
All right.
Oh, jeez. Whoa, the dynamic movement and the shaking of everything just makes it feel so much more powerful. Whoa, 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 whoa!
Okay,
whoa.
that was solid.
Triple left! Just whap, whap, whap.
What was that you were saying, Miata, about not having speed?
No, see, I just can't see this. I just can't see this working all the way out.
Me neither.
Yeah. Mind over matter.
This more seems like Miata's valiant effort before he gets defeated.
Counter. Yep.
Whoa. Okay. Right.
And now you're on your back foot.
Oh, the body. Oh no. No. No, don't play this upbeat music in the transition.
They just wanted to have us see it again.
Yeah.
Experience it again.
Did his ribs actually break?
I think the only benefit is that he hit him in the middle. Thankfully. What would that be? Oh, that would maybe hit the sternum a little bit. Wow.
Wait.
Oh, buddy. Oh.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Oh.
But it's okay. We don't need a miracle.
No, he's just giving him respect and basically saying, "Wow, this is incredible that he's able and willing to do this." But oh, he was worrying. Whoa!
Wait.
Whoa! He was going to counter too.
Yeah.
He's still believing in his counter at this point. Is this just, mechanics? Like he's just... Oh. Oh. Is he going to start getting petty with his coach?
I would say his coach has already been getting petty.
Well, no, obviously, but is he going to start firing back at him? Whoa. You're dismissed?
Wow. Wow.
Wow. Wow. Holy crap.
Whoa.
Wow.
Oh man, Miata.
What a guy.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Ah.
Okay.
必ず果たす。
Whoa, whoa.
手招きだ。
Oh, okay. Okay. Miata's just dodging. Saving his punch, okay.
この試合は確実に俺のものだ。だが半死半生のボクサーから逃げて何がチャンピオン。
ダメージを100も承知で付き合ってくれるとはな。攻め込まね。
Okay, okay.
聞かないね。
Yeah.
Yeah. He doesn't feel it at all.
流れを断ち切るパンチは一つ。カウンター。体力的にも後がない。玉砕が分かっていても打つしかない。どの道次が最後の位置だ。
Ah. Every time they say the word last, I'm like, stop it, stop
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Oh. Oh.
Those are painful.
いや、まだだ。俺はまだ打っていない。体の
Whoa.
分のエネルギ
Whoa.
ー。打って。ここだ。
Oh.
パンチを迎えに行った。カウンター。
最後の最後に残した力。
But how will you keep him from?
Oh.
Yeah.
止められる。
Yeah. Yeah.
ディフロスが来る。
グッバイ。一郎宮田。
Oh.
Wait. What? What? No. No.
腕の力だけじゃない。体ごと。
Oh, wait a minute.
What?
That's some anime power right there.
What?
Okay.
倒れた。
Wait. Oh no.
Oh,
If that's where the
crap.
episode ended,
Yeah, it's not
he's
gonna
not out.
work.
Because
Yeah.
I was gonna say it can't actually win doing something like that because the momentum was stopped. So it can still be awesome, but it shouldn't actually knock him out.
No,
Like,
it's just gonna hurt.
yeah.
Ah,
But he's gonna get
crap.
back up, and then
yeah.
yada, you're toast.
Oh my gosh.
That face. I love though that he fired his manager just right there. He's just like, nope,
You're done.
you're done.
Yep. Get out of here.
I would expect nothing less honorable than from a character voiced by Kazuma Kiryu.
7:59. God, this ED is so weird.
Okay,
Yeah.
you did good, Miata.
Yeah, this is a state that makes sense to have happen, but I do not see this as the end of the match.
I kind of do.
Okay, well,
Like,
you
I
know
mean,
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This didn't take him out, I don't think.
No, I don't think Arnie's done here.
Arnie's a tough dude, and if Miata can take 5 times as much damage, he can take this.
Yeah. And this is more about pride at this point.
Yeah.
For Miata, for the
Yep.
coach, for Arnie, this is something about where they had to collide in this manner in order for all parties to be satisfied.
Right.
Because of that, though, Arnie ended up in a really good situation for the audience, entertainment-wise, to see him kind of telling this coach to buzz off.
Yep.
Stop trying to use me as your cash cow.
Oh,
More
yeah.
business talk. You don't even consider my feelings as a person. I'm like,
Yep.
oh, look at this guy spitting fire here. So this is about feelings. This is about pride. This is about
Right.
what it means to be a man.
And on that level, Miata has won.
on that level, Miata showed himself to be worthy as the greatest challenger to Arnie.
Right.
Someone who plays at such a level in that he is just a better boxer than Miata.
Yeah.
He is a better boxer.
Yeah. Like, what can you do?
Yeah.
He wanted to specifically dismantle you.
Yep.
And he figured out a way to do it.
Right.
And he did it.
And here we are. Miata's fighting back in a way that is it's really emotional and visceral. It's good. Yep. He's building upon the promise that he made to Ippo with actual results.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of times in boxing, and this is something that I think the best part of the episode was for me, was when the dad started making the speech about what it means to throw a punch and to put in all of your body behind it.
Yep.
Like that moment. That transcends a lot of things with regards to this show's story definitely. And Miata's story.
Because Miata's whole thing of choosing the way he wants to fight, right? Replace fight with live your life, right?
Yep.
You know, he chose the way that he wants to live his life, even if some people might say that might not be the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Right? And he says, well, to hell with that, I'm going to do it because it's my way of doing it.
It's my choice.
It's my choice, and he sticks with it, right?
Yep.
And he doesn't just stick with it half-assedly of like, and then when it doesn't work, well, I kind of knew that it probably wouldn't work. No, he makes it work. He makes it work.
Yeah, and he doubles down even in the face of certain defeat, if that makes sense. Now, there's something that could be looked at from the business side of things, you know, with regards to the coach there, as that's laughable. It doesn't matter. You're still going to lose.
Right.
Well, like, is boxing entirely about winning and losing? Or is it about promises you make to yourself?
Right.
Is it about promises you make to other people?
Yeah.
Is it about the unspoken kind of promise you make with the other person in the ring that you're going to give it your all?
Right.
Like, that's something that I feel like Arnie just leveled up as a character in my mind.
Oh, yeah.
Because he understands that.
Yep.
Like, that's really cool.
And it goes very well with his sexy, sultry, deep voice. But from the business side of things, winning and losing is all that matters.
Yeah.
You know, that's all that there is.
Yep.
But then if you think about like, well, what about from the standpoint of, say, the people watching?
Sure.
Right? Oh, it's a whole lot more to it than that. Yeah, they definitely have their preferences of who they want to win or lose, say, right?
Right.
But more importantly, they want to see a great fight.
Yep.
I want to see a great fight.
And to be fair, that is a part of the business side of things. So it is about how you win.
Yeah,
and how
that is very true. That is very true. Yeah.
But with this story kind of focusing a lot more on what energy, what effort, and what kind of I wouldn't say belief, but what is brought into the punches, what is brought into the arena by the individual boxers. The little monologue that Ichiro Miyata's father just kind of went on there was something really impactful, because I gotta just echo it there. The fact that he's like, oh, I'm reading exactly that you're gonna try and do this and try and hit a lucky punch. This is coming from the guy that had his career ended with one punch.
Yeah.
And he's saying, no, I'm gonna break down that whole mindset and say, no, there's no such thing as a lucky punch. It's like, okay, Obi-Wan Kenobi, let me know about this thing. There's no such thing as luck.
Yeah.
And you said, luck favors the prepared. That is such a statement of, I would say, import for people to understand, because there's nothing in this, world or what have you that doesn't have some kind of alternative way of looking at it, from a certain point of view.
Right.
But this is very important for the world of sports, specifically. In the world of boxing, in this, as we've come to understand it more and more, we have seen multiple times where boxers get pushed back really far to the point where they should lose, and yet somehow they pull a punch that's usually a punch that we've seen them throw before. It's not something that's so like, oh no, they powered up out of nowhere and have this thing there. It's like, no, they just put all their effort into a punch that we've seen them do 1,000 times or 100 times before. And it worked. And the reasons why it worked have so many little things to do with it that to call it luck is like saying, right, and there's only one reason people get strong in sports, and that's because their DNA, pushes them a specific way.
Nothing to do with, say, exercise or anything like that.
No, or mindset or skill or just, the people that taught them, so many other things. Yeah. I loved this monologue here. And then the art you were talking about there, they really showed some good just art for moments where they would have a dramatized kind of pose of a boxer kind of throwing a there are tens of thousands of punches into sandbags.
Well, and what was like the final one or whatever, where it was like the fist in the rain or something?
Yeah,
like
this
that.
one here. It's a living fist.
Yeah.
This is something that I never thought about here, but practice with boxing. A lot of it is you just kind of doing rote things 10,000 times. A million steps basically of you doing road work, right?
Sure.
Tens of thousands of punches into sandbags. Now, that's not necessarily going to give you skill, but it's going to give you that kind of in tune aspect of your body with regards to like the energy with regards to road work.
Sure.
So you can know where your stamina levels are at, how much energy you can pull out in a moment. Or with punching, the flow of your punches, the range of your punches, the delivery, how it feels, getting in tune with your body leads to moments where we have the boxers go green-eyed, fighting spirit, ooh, they're in it, they're doing this.
The idea, like that level of familiarity that you were talking about, I think is really important, because since in boxing, things can be decided by a single punch, right?
Yes,
that is
absolutely.
not an uncommon thing.
Right.
So the question is then, okay, who is better at making sure that they can line up those one punches, right? Or maybe a few little punches that help set up the one punch, right?
And there's tons of different philosophies of how you do that.
Exactly.
And strategies.
Everyone
and stuff.
has their own different style, but when it comes right down to it, it's understanding enough of how the other person moves and about how you move so that you can line up those punches. Because you don't want to go for it when it doesn't end up working, right? With the Bloody Cross, we see how that happens, right?
Yeah.
If you go and try and do your thing and sorry, you're not able to land the punch. Well, then you're probably about to get a punch landed on you, and it's going to suck, right? It might just throw you to the floor. So that knowledge of, yes, if I, even in, say, this weakened state, I know I have one punch left.
Right.
I know I can give that one punch, and that'll be something, right?
Yeah.
Might not be enough, but yeah.
Right. I want to bring up a specific kind of metaphor that is really silly, but only if specific people are probably going to get it. And that is that if any of you have played Smash Bros. Melee, so if you're playing Smash Bros. Melee and you take it like kind of seriously, Final Destination, playing stocks,
Yep. No items.
and you're just throwing down, right?
Yeah.
There is a point mentally where you realize that you're losing. You're 2 stocks down. Now, what you can do is realize I've basically lost. What can happen, though, because we are emotional beings and the fists are living, like the actual punches, there's emotion
They have a
behind
desire
it.
to feel impact.
There's pride. There's all this extra thing in it. Your opponent can get sometimes a little sloppy because they're realizing, I don't have to play as hard now because as long as I just get in some chip damage, I'll make this work. But I've played, and I'm not that good, but I've played in situations where it's 1v1, Final Destination, no items, and it's just going at it back and forth, and then suddenly I just realize I'm not going to take any more damage. I'm not going to take any more damage. And then every single move, every dodge, every air bounce, every specific like stutter step, and you're just like going for it, and then suddenly you take down one of their lives. And then you're like, okay, they're going to get 3 seconds of invulnerability. Okay. And then the mind games are going there. And then you realize that, they're actually now starting to play really hard. I have to go even more defensive now. And then it becomes a game of where they're whittling you down and they somehow end up knocking you over. And you're like, okay, they're going to set up for the bounce to knock me off the edge before I can get back. And they're doing their edge guarding. And you're like, and then stutter out and then up B. And then you make it all work out. But if you positioned yourself in your mind to be a defeated player at that point,
that will dictate your reality.
Yes. But there are people at the crazy high level where they don't turn that off and on because they're always playing at the top of their
professional.
game. They're professional. Exactly.
They wouldn't have been able to be a professional if they didn't live that way.
Right. But when it's your own body, because the game and stuff like that, there's a little bit of your own body that's in play comparatively to boxing, like a lot with regards to the mental games and stuff like that, and then your finger
twitchy
movements
fingers,
and stuff. Right. But with boxing, the pain you're experiencing, all that can drive you so far out of the mental game. But
and
I just love that they brought up the idea of the fist being alive. There being all this memory and this practice and this experience contained within this punch. So that when you punch someone with the lucky punch, this is a punch that you prepared for.
Yes.
This is one that you have established.
there were a few things that happened that Arnie did that made me really excited for him to win, actually.
Sure, yeah.
Because we made a comment in the previous episode of how this could be very similar to sort of a Rocky IV situation where you have where you have a big, strong blonde boy.
Ivan Drago.
Yeah, exactly. Ivan Drago.
Spoiler alert. Yeah.
Yeah.
For an old movie, but
right. And killing the best friend of the main character, and then it's a revenge thing. You have to avenge them,
right?
And you defeat them, and that's a great way to make it personal.
Sure.
In that case, it's something where it is very much a villain thing of if he dies, he dies.
Yes,
it's totally not propaganda.
Yeah. Totally not.
Totally not.
Yeah.
But in this, what I love is that the amount of respect that Arnie is giving Miyata here. Defending him in front of his coach and being like, in front of his manager and being like,
putting his fist underneath his coach's chin.
And he's like, get lost. Right? Like actually, like not just saying you're done after this, but like, all right, get lost. Get out of here. I don't need you. Right? I'm going to take the world title myself. And the idea that he's saying, listen, I can see, because you are screwed, right, Miyata? Right. You are done.
You are going to lose.
You are going to lose. I'm going to destroy you, right? Mm-hmm. But you're still fighting like you're fighting to win. Yeah. And because I respect you, I'm not going to get cocky. Right. I'm going to fight you like you're still a boxer because he lives in the world where he fights the superhuman, basically. Oh yeah. Right? Where it's like you can never assume that people won't be able to come back from some crazy thing because that's what they do, right? They're living at the edge where people
is the professional.
Right, where it's the reality is stranger than fiction. You shouldn't be able to do that, but I shouldn't be able to do some of the things that I'm doing, right?
Right.
And so it's like, yes, awesome. Thank you.
Yep.
So now if Miyata does end up getting beaten, yeah, he gave his all before then, and when he ends up fighting Ippo, he'll be like, you were okay, yeah, I'm excited to fight you. Yeah. Miyata was a good opponent. Let's see what you can bring to the table.
Yeah, I heard you guys were rivals at some point.
I heard you guys were rivals and that you actually, you beat him, So, okay.
All right.
He was a good opponent. Let's see how you are.
Yeah.
It
would be perfect to bookend this season also with a fight with Arnie in the beginning and a fight with Arnie near the end or something as well. Yep. So that just fits really well.
Oh, man.
But yeah, Miyata got his moment of pride to realize that his punch, while less effective, because it is countered, it is countered hard in this fight here.
And he's a one-trick pony.
He is for the most part, yeah. This is something where he can still put in that extra bit of grit and resolve into the punch, his full body going for it, risking literally everything for it.
Yep.
And it can still pay off. Because when it comes down to it, while there is no such thing as a lucky punch, according to Miyata's father, the fact that, there is a little bit of dice rolling with regards to the strategies and tactics that people go into this, and that
people aren't perfect.
Yep. People aren't perfect. You do not have total control of your body.
Yep.
There are moments in space and time where human beings have talked about this, and this is something that's really cool, where they'll tell you, I achieved full control over my body in the span of 3 seconds.
Right.
And I did things that were ridiculous.
And
they turned off their limiters. They broke through barriers, and crazy things happen.
But even if you have that,
you
don't have perfect perception necessarily of what the other person's doing with their body, right?
And they could just be just as well tapping into the same thing at the same time.
And that's why people start creating earthquakes by pounding the ground with their feet.
Because they're so excited to see that kind of stuff happen.
Exactly. To take these two forces of nature where people throw off the shackles of their mortality in many ways and just go at it. What survives, right?
Right.
So
that's kind of in some ways what was so great about the Sendo Ippo match was that there was so much resounding, just breaking upon waves crashing into each other. This isn't some waves lapping on the beach kind of thing. This is
two
tidal waves just And in this case here, we got to see a challenger who very clearly is the underdog coming into this fight with a tough weight training regimen, trying to figure out a way to utilize the strength of the boxers against them, which is something that is kind of incumbent upon them having a predictable fighting style, for instance. And most of them do. Even the best ones are, for the most part, pretty predictable.
Because they're pros, so they've pretty much seen almost everything that there is to see.
Right. They ironed out 3 things and they do them horrifyingly well, know? And it's like, there you go. But Miyata having that moment where he tapped into every ounce of fighting spirit, the good classic stuff.
Oh yeah.
Gritted his teeth, tore off his cheek as he's sliding his whole body along the arm and then just driving Arnie to the ground. That's just the good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And then of course freaking Ippo, they cut the episode right there, which means to us we're basically like, well, because Miyata, it was good, but now it's one of those next episode.
I feel like it's the reverse of the thing where if an episode in a show ever makes it seem like a character died at the very end of the episode, they're probably not dead, because if there's any ambiguity, then they're not dead, because otherwise they would have made it objective. You see the head fall off their shoulders or something like that, right? Because then that would be a stronger way to end the episode,
right? Because in this way, this is just kind of a tension kind of writing thing, which is when you have the tension reach a climax point, you need to descend from the climax in the space of the story that you're showing. Otherwise, if you have, specifically with television here, you then need to in the beginning of the first episode, spend a lot of time recapping to ramp up to show the climax again so that we can come down off of it.
And again, then if that was the case, why not, the best way to end the episode is at the climax, So oh man, but you did so good, Miyata. If somehow he still ends up winning, I will be utterly surprised and happy, But I love this way that they're setting up Arnie, because he's not just I am the villain that destroyed your friend. It's he was one of the best challengers I've ever had the pleasure of fighting.
Yeah, he's a good fighter.
Yep.
Who very much sees the I would say the heart of the sport.
Right.
In that respect, he's even more kind of tapped into it than Miyata. And I'm not even trying to make the comparison there, because that's not something that Miyata's focusing on, but it's something that when you look at boxers like Takamura and kind of the ones that have so much skill in a specific area, like a really focused, terrifying aspect of the skill, like just Takamura is a bear, he's a monster,
right?
So we never have these kinds of story moments for him as a character, but for the antagonist, for one of our main boys, it's like, okay, well then I want to see more of you in the ring, just in general. Because
one of the things I would say is that it's very not that it's easy, but it's easier to have a character be focusing on the way of boxing within themselves and what it means to them, right?
Yeah.
But it's a whole other thing for someone to look at someone else and see and to be looking and seeing what the boxing means to their opponent, right? So the fact that Arnie does that, I just think that's the coolest thing.
It is really cool.
And again, typecasting, getting that voice actor for someone who's all talking about, that stuff. I love it. I love it so much.
I love that you love it, because I have no idea who this Yakuza character is, but that's just awesome. They got some good commentary from the corner for Miyata with every one of our boys, our quadra, our quintet, our quartet. I guess I can't speak right now, but having them all give their little bits of commentary, but specifically Kimura, who we built up to have him because of the OVA in a lot of ways, seeing him become a little bit more connected and attached to Miyata.
And being aware of
how much
that's the regimen that you have.
Yeah. So it's inspiring. Yep. And then we also had the bit of Miyata's promise to Ippo.
That's right. That's right.
I want that promise to be something that is held in high regard by Miyata post-match. Because I don't think Miyata's going to win.
I don't think so either.
I think my predictions went up 5% in Miyata's favor. And that's about it. He's still probably going to lose.
I got to say, that song, I can't remember exactly what part of the episode that it was. I started choking up when it started playing, but it was when Miyata was I think it was right before his eyes went green, and it was basically him saying it felt like Ippo and his Date match, where it's like the you don't need another miracle, you know, like it's okay. Like,
oh no, it was the part where he basically starts giving the lifeless punches, right?
Oh yeah, I think that was it. Yeah,
was that it?
Yeah, that was probably it. And man, that just
did it for you.
That just did it for me because
wow.
Because it was
right here.
Yeah, because the aspect of here's another thing I'll say with the other manager, him being so confident and cocky. That was actually something that started to cut the tension for me because usually when that happens, it's a comeuppance for them to be wrong, right?
Sure.
You know, but instead it was to show as a contrast Arnie that he wasn't that kind of person. So that was awesome. Yeah. But going from that with being like, wait, does that mean that, like, is Miyata actually going to turn this around and win it? Mm-hmm. And then the song comes on and it's like, oh no, he's not. No, he's not. Our boy's trying, but it's not going to be enough.
Yeah, he said he can't leave the ring as a liar again. Yep. And the transition from the snow to the ring there, that was really good. That was really powerful. There's a lot of things in the show of Ippo, because it's been going for a decent amount of time at this point, that are kind of good to keep in mind with regards to these characters being on their own individual journeys, because it's all about kind of people having their own boxing career and how their wins and losses and their struggles kind of shape the narrative of what they focus on, like in the ways that Miyata went to different boxing
just different countries
organizations in different countries in order to refine his skill, but also kind of take a break from the kind of the audience that knows him,
right?
So he can kind of come back with a little bit more of a story, like he's kind of rising back up, like
and other ways,
Phoenix and stuff.
Well, oh yes, definitely. Yeah. But also just like so that, because I feel like Miyata might have had a part where he felt like maybe he was resting on his laurels, and then suddenly this Ippo kid came out of nowhere and landed a lucky punch on him, in their spar, right?
Oh,
sure. And it's like, so it's like, okay, I gotta go down like back to the basics and be like, all right, make sure that I'm not cutting myself any slack, and he did it. He got back up to here. He is currently ranked higher than Ippo.
Yeah. But that is another great point, though, if we wanted to tie it back to the kind of the stuff that Miyata has gone through on his journey. The fact that Mashiba defeated him, because Mashiba literally kind of counters Miyata in a lot of ways, just by having the ability to jab at a range that is so difficult to counter.
Plus cheating.
Well, I mean, yeah. But here we are. The fight is not over, and yet it's
over.
Yeah. So, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access. So you can chat with us and the community there about this show, about anime in general, and you can also talk with Jacob about the sci-fi novel that he wrote.
Yep, I did a thing. It's called Battle Lines. It's a sci-fi novel. It's really cool, and it's on Amazon. Link in the description. Go check it out.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.